There's no stronger reaction by the EU on threats against peace and stability in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and will there be sanctions against those who are working against the Dayton Peace Agreement?
As I also explained at the AFET, we stand by the Dayton Agreement, and we want all actors in Bosnia and Herzegovina to respect and implement fully the Dayton Accords. And we need a Bosnia that is functioning fully with all its state institutions. And this is why we have been calling on all actors to deliver this request of ours, because it is not only in the interest of Europe as such for the stability of the region, but also this is the interest of the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I have a question at the back from Ivan from the TV Montenegro.
Thank you very much for accepting my question. What is the most urgent thing that Montenegro has to do in order to make advancements in the chapter 23? And is the regatta principle still valid in new negotiations when we speak about Montenegro, having in mind that Montenegro has already achieved the best results of all the countries at the region, when we speak about opening negotiating chapters, of course? Thank you very much.
Well, as you know, there's a long list of what needs doing in terms of interim benchmarks in the fundamentals cluster. These include freedom of expression, fundamental rights, fighting corruption. To give you examples, disciplinary and ethical framework for judges and prosecutors, new strategy for rationalization of the judicial network, fight against corruption, the public broadcaster needs to be reformed, and I could go on and on and on. All this would have to be met, and all this would have to be delivered before we can start considering closing the chapters. As you know, Montenegro has opened all the chapters, so the next stage in the negotiations for them would be to start to close them. But this is what it takes, and I think that the government is fully aware, and I do hope that we will see delivery.
Commissioner, we have 4 more questions. I hope that you can still have the time to take them all. 4 more questions. Okay. We're pushing you a bit. So from Catherine Fuhr, how can you credibly present the EU's views on the rule of law drawn up by the Commission services when you voted against the rule of law report earlier this year?
Well, we're not commenting on the internal proceedings of the college. They are covered by the collegiality and confidentiality.
And just to be clear, that the enlargement package is adopted by unanimity in the college?
The enlargement package has been adopted by the college, just like the rule of law report.
We have a question from, I hope I say the name right, Tamara Gretscharowska. Commissioner, you said that by the end of the year, by December, the EU has to deliver on the start of negotiations with North Albania and North Macedonia. How do you plan to do that, considering that so far your efforts were unsuccessful? I think that Commissioner has answered on this one.
I think I have answered that question.
Yes. And we have a last one from Eriza Sujek from ABC News. Question on the judiciary reform in Albania. Since the Commission considers the vetting process a success, why does the Commission not advise other countries in the Western Balkans to follow the same example? Officials from North Macedonia and Kosovo have expressed willingness to undertake a vetting reform like in Albania, and they had been advised not to do so by the Commission.
Well, the case of Albania has been a very specific one, but the experience we have gained from that, we want to make use of elsewhere as well. And we are considering not only in the Western Balkans, but also in other neighboring regions of ours. And just because we had a discussion about this with North Macedonia, which for the time being, didn't end up in applying the vetting process in North Macedonia, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't advise it elsewhere in the Western Balkans.
We still have one more from the.
There's always one more.
From our Kosovo correspondent DTT in Brussels, Ekrem Krasniki. Please go ahead, and this will be the final question.
Okay. And where is the question?
Ekrem? Oh, this is very interactive. Ekrem hasn't understood yet that, unfortunately, you cannot ask. You need to write it in the chat, Ekrem.
There's no question.
Well, otherwise, Philippe from Le Soir is taking the curve. Last one from Philippe. Sorry, Ekrem, but in your opinion, is there not an impact on the latest developments regarding the rule of law in Poland, Hungary, and Slovenia on the popularity of the enlargement process amongst member states?
Enlargement process is not about popularity. The enlargement process is about the geopolitical choice of the EU and the geopolitical choice made by the Western Balkan countries.
I think on your visa liberalization question, the Commissioner has answered in AFET already extensively. So thank you so much for everyone. Apologies once again for these technical hiccup that we've had, and many thanks for Commissioner for having stayed until the end with us to present also this package here to the press. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.